Howdy Commanders, and welcome once more again to This Is Not a Review. Today we're looking at Elite Dangerous. There seems to be a little bit of a running theme with these This Is Not a Review videos. A game just comes out of nowhere, like it was on my radar, no pun intended. I knew it was around, I just wasn't very interested in it. Then suddenly it comes out, boom, 16th of December if I'm not very much mistaken. I have a look at it, blows my mind, we make the video. And the rest, they say, is history. So Elite Dangerous is a little bit of an MMO space sim. What? I know, right? It's like EVE Online had sex with Guild Wars 1 and they produced a two-headed love child, and that is Elite Dangerous. So it's got the ridiculously huge universe from EVE Online and the awesome dark spacey atmosphere. Then you throw in there the instanced gameplay and business model of Guild Wars 1. So you buy the game, it's free to play, then they got planned paid expansions coming up in the future, and those are going to include such things as planetary landings with actual detailed planets and walking around your ship and walking around space stations and whatnot. Alright, let's start with the good stuff. The flying feels great. I've played a few space sims in my time, because you know I love them, and never before have I felt so satisfied using a joystick. I've always felt hindered before. It's like this awkward thing that I'm using for immersion, but it's actually a pain in the ass and I can't move my ship anywhere, and it's just easier to use keyboard and mouse. X series, looking at you. Alright, so that was just really not subtle. Anyway, using a joystick, in fact, personally for me, I reckon joystick is the way to go for Elite Dangerous. I've read that other people find keyboard and mouse perfectly fine. For me, it's a little bit weird. Maybe if I rebind the controls and whatnot and change mouse to control yaw instead of roll, but the default mapping for a generic joystick is great, works fine. Within 30 minutes I was totally used to it, and I'm blasting arseholes out of the sky. It's magical. Speaking of the flying, you'll be doing a lot of it. There is no autopilot here. Everything is done manually. From the pre-flight check, which can be turned off by the way, to docking, you do it all manually. You gotta actually align yourself, depending on the station, you gotta align yourself with a little docking port slit, then you go inside the station, and then you land on a little platform. Some stations have platforms on the exterior, and that's just as hard, because then you gotta like find, well shit, where is it, you know? Everything's done manually. The faster than light travel, the super cruise, manually. The only thing that takes control away from you is when you're using the hyperdrive to travel between star systems, and to me that feels perfectly fine. Now right now you may be thinking, well shit, I don't want to do all that stuff manually, where's my autopilot? And I gotta say, I would have said the exact same thing, but after having tried it, sweet Jesus, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it, but it feels amazing. I suppose you've got to be into the fantasy of actually flying a spaceship, the whole simulator thing, but if you are, I feel like you're really going to appreciate it. It's not tedious at all. It's genuinely the first game I've ever played where the journey is fun. Usually I'm just worried about progression. Oh, I gotta get to the next level, gotta get the new piece of equipment, this and that. With Elite Dangerous, I'm just getting such a huge kick out of flying the ship, and the UI, just interacting with the UI, it's just so awesomely designed, it looks amazing. So there's another great point, UI is awesome. Now that being said, it is not without its issues. I have had some serious problems with crashing on startup. Once you get into the game, it runs like an absolute dream. I get anywhere from like 75 to over 200 frames per second, but I spent the whole day yesterday trying to get it to run, and it just would not run. It has something to do with the codecs of the intro movies, or perhaps server issues, I have no idea. This random assortment of fixes sorted out in the end, but it's like different every time it happens. It's a mess. What you need to know, it's a space sim, and you can never have enough space sims. It's faster paced than EVE Online, it runs better than X Rebirth, and there's no empire building, and they don't plan to add anything of the sort in the future. If you like flying and customizing a single ship and blasting around the ridiculously sized universe, then Elite Dangerous might just be for you. It also gets my boom RPG stamp of approval. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer out. This is not a review. Everything in this video should be interpreted as opinion. The roleplay gamer will not be held responsible for lack of discernment on the part of the viewer. This video was created for the purpose of critique and as such is protected under fair use. This has been an unpaid presentation. No gamers were harmed in the making of this video. That's nice. This is just the right thing to happen. Oh shit!